Okay. Okay, so perfect. I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So yes, I'll be running Secrets of Grindea. It's RPG, still in beta version, but there is quite a lot of things to do. It has a lot of references to other games. For example, Pokemon, Secret of Mana, to quote some of them. And well, you won't actually be able to see a lot of the story because I'll be skipping old cutscenes, but to do a quick summary, you're a young kid from a town who wants to be the best collector, meaning collect everything the enemy drops, the enemies drop, sorry. So that can be rare drops, and also there is a pretty interesting mechanic, which is called cards, which is basically sometimes when you kill an enemy, you'll get a passive boost. It's a loot that is entirely RNG based, and it's actually pretty much of a problem, since the cards can make or break the actual run, as well as some very specific items. Also, as for the category, it's technically any person glitchless, but still the game is in beta. We don't actually really agree on what is any person glitchless and everything. So I'm going to explain a little bit on this. Basically, you have 3 choices as for gameplay mechanics. You can go for a magic run, more weapons or a more weapons orientated run. There are 4 kinds of magic, and 2 kinds of weapons, one-handed or two-handed. So for now it's pretty easy. The problem being that you can cancel some attacks with your shield. And basically, if you play with a one-handed weapon, you can just attack cancel every time, and it makes the bosses look ridiculous, especially in normal mode, which I'm playing right now. And so Mordek and I consider it a glitch because it's kind of an abuse of gameplay, and if I started doing it attack cancels every time, you basically wouldn't see anything. So what I'm using for this run is actually any person's almost glitchless, because I'll do a boss skip at some point that isn't intended, but that will be patched in the next version. We already know it. And so I'm going to play with the two-handed weapons and the Berserk skill, which basically makes me take a lot more damage. All my magic points are reset every time I use it and decay over time. But every time I hit an enemy, I get some MPs and some attack speed and critical chance. And the whole point of the run will be to build up some MPs to unleash my special attacks. So basically that's it. As for the story so far, it's been pretty fast. You leave your village to go to town to pass your test to be a basic collector. Take and pass it, obviously. So it's there are 3 things you need to do. The first one I did was a minigame of fishing that is perfectly optional for some perfectly optional rewards. And there is one other moment in the game where we are supposed to be doing this, but I won't. There is this one which introduces you to the basics of the puzzles in the game. So it's actually pretty straightforward. All the puzzles I have to do in the run are really easy, except for the fact that the last ones I didn't actually learned how to solve them. So there is some actually logic puzzles in the end. You'll see me having problems on. It will be actually pretty fun. And the last thing is a combat orientated. Yeah, a combat thing. You just need to kill some enemies. It's actually pretty simple. And at the end, I made the first true boss of the game, I'd say. The first thing that has a chance to kill you. The first boss was Velia and the bandits, which are remnants of the Team Rocket in Pokemon, and who are totally easy and really simple to kill. And we'll see these enemies again later in the run, so they are more of a running gag than anything else. So right now I'm doing something pretty specific. Basically, I'm saving my EPs to not, because if I didn't, I would one-shot this flower, but I would have less MPs. Right now, what I'm going to do is try to one-shot this slime. And done. So yeah, if you go fast enough, and if you do this as I did it, it's one-phaseable. Earlier, when we played with one-handed weapon and no auto cancels, we couldn't do it. So it's kind of a great improvement. And what's actually pretty funny with this beta game is that all the improvements we find are on the game's Discord, on the bug report, and sometimes I go there and I started by running the 2 players race with a friend who technically has the world record in the category, if the category were as we wanted to be. And so we see sometimes some things, and we're just we can improve the run. And actually, right now I'm trying I try to do an improvement to one phase one of the other bosses. I don't know if it's going to work. Because we are now in the end. Crap. Okay, I'm losing time. I forgot to equip something. I'm doing everything wrong, it's terrible. Yeah, I forgot to equip it. Here in the Halloween Woods, the objective is to kill all the pumpkin I can. Because they can drop 2 things. They can drop their head, which is a +20 in attack, and their card, which is 15 in attack. I'd prefer the card, to be honest, because it would make the run way safer. Because the hat doesn't give any defense, but we'll see. Basically, it's pretty rare to drop something here, so I'm going to hope for now. And just going around and killing all the pumpkins. So yes. As for where we are, we can't cross the forest right now, so we have to see the Bishop of Grindea, who's that guy in black, which looks a lot like one of the Organization 13 guys from Kingdom Hearts. And we need to kill 4 elite enemies. Sorry, I'm going to start talking normally. And so there is one. I don't actually know how to name the things. One guy with the flame, 1 pumpkin, 1 scarecrow, and crap. 1 scarecrow and the Halloween, which will be just afterwards as a kind of mini boss. This could have killed me. Yes. So that's basically it. And the pumpkin don't want to drop anything. One interesting thing to note, because I'm going to use it later, is that, well, use it. I hope I will be using it. The elite enemies, which have a yellow circle under them, have a higher chance of dropping rare loot and cards. And this is actually pretty useful at one point of the game when the game design is made so that you can manipulate which enemies are elite enemies. So that's pretty cool. So now, as for the Halloween, I'm going to manipulate it in order not to have to fight all the other mobs which are close. And yeah, the spawn of the enemies is totally random too, so she spawned way farther than what I expected. And I almost got killed. This actually never happens. So thanks, Grindea. And yeah, so now that we have done this, we are able to finally cross the forest, take a last chance at getting the card or the hat, but I fear that it's not going to happen now. I have 2 chances. Like, the probability of the cards or hat dropping is like 0.5%, so it doesn't happen that much often. But it's not that much of a problem, because I believe to have found a way to... Well, usually we needed the drop to one phase, one of the next bosses. And normally I found a way to one phase even without the big boost in attack, so I'm going to see it. So yeah, here is the temple. It's a bit like in... Oh, well, here's a card. That's actually really neat, because attack speed is like one of the most important things when you're playing with two-handed weapons. And I'm pretty happy to have it, since there are some cards I never got in the entire game because they are so rare. And when you get them, you are like, that's good. That's good. Crap. Here I'm supposed to do perfect guard, that I do all the time, but I missed it. Okay, here. No. I'm going to explain it just after the boss. So yeah, next boss is Phaseman. Yeah, so reference to Mega Man here. It's pretty straightforward. I'm going to take some intentional damage here, and I'm taking more damage than I'm used to, and I'm pretty scared of it, to be actually honest. If he's not dead. And usually he drops stuff, but he just doesn't here because screw me. And sorry for that. And well, what I just did is getting this skill to teleport, which I'm going to use pretty much liberally to run around faster. Taking into account the fact that I can't, and I'm gonna die. Mais non. Okay, I have to avoid French too. It's pretty frustrating. Okay, this is frustrating. It's pretty frustrating when you're used to kill the enemies way faster, because you're used to resets to get the correct drop. And the hitbox of this attack is pretty messed up. So yeah, first death of the run, of a not so good run. And I hate the thing is. Yeah, one cool thing with perfect guards is that, and no. Well, you can stun these enemies, but you get a free critical hit just after using them. So that's actually pretty cool and pretty useful on some enemies and bosses, especially in game. As for now, this has the potential to kill me because I suck at it. But with taking Blink is such a big help in this regard. So I'm just trying to move my way to the second. Basically, you have 2 switches to activate to get the last boss. I'm actually wondering if this whole fortress isn't a reference to Chrono Trigger, but anyway. And yeah, activating the next boss. And yeah, just after that, I'm going to fight a mini boss. It's not, well, it's way easier than Phase Man right now, but it's just dropping some mobs on the route, so I'm just going to try. And no. Yeah, one inconvenience of this is that when you get a potion, you need to wait for it to replenish, and the skill it's giving you is leaving when you change rooms. I position myself to avoid this, but anyway. Oh my god, I'm so slow. Die. Thanks. I'm actually really slow. I don't know why I do that. That few damage. I'm going to check my skills, because if I want to one phase the next boss, which is Gundam, I'm going to need the strength. Now everything's correct, or should be. So I'm going to try and and hope very hard I'm going to be able to one phase him. So yeah, Gundam. Pretty easy boss. Basically, first phase, he has his fist. He is going to shoot a volley of missiles. If I'm lucky, I'm not going to take any missile. Thanks. No. And yes, one phase. And so this part is pretty easy because there is a safe spot right here, and normally I won't take any hits. I'm deactivating my Berserk just in case I do, because there are some missiles that will be shot and that will be totally random. But that's actually pretty good to be able to one phase Gundam, because it can be pretty painful. It's actually the first boss I died on when I first played the game. So, but for now the game is pretty easy. The difficulties are going to start a wee bit later. Although I'm going to skip the first boss that just killed me all the time, and that is the main difficulty in the run. So right now we have gotten the amulets because we're a collector. We are collecting some ancient stuff, but Marino, this little idiot that is your rival, stole it, and so the objective is to kick his butt, actually. And so for this, I'm going to sell the misc I have till I have this amount of money to buy a new weapon, an armor, and a new shield. The shield have 2 purposes. It's going to be used for safe spot later on, and it will also be really useful for the for Marino, because main problem of this run is that Marino is a pain, but really he can 2-shot me. So I'm trying to perfect guard him. And crap. Okay, Marino dead. I actually gained a lot of time here. You can see my split. I gained 30 seconds, but it's not good. Because I usually drop something that makes me get more money, and because of that I normally have the money to go and buy a strong ring that should make the next that gives a 12 of strength, which is pretty good. And so because of it, I don't have it because of my lack of luck. But I'm going to have time to do it. Okay, so my least favorite character, the Fae. There is a problem in the land of the fairies, so we are going to have to help them by going to season. And this fairy is going to give me to do the tutorial, but right now, although I've already had the tutorial before, thanks to the magic pouch that is the inventory, and that gives some sarcastic lines of dialogue and stuff like that. So that's actually this hey listen in the corner is actually a real pain because sometimes it's just in the way of an enemy and I can't see it, and I find the advice not funny and totally useless, to be honest. Although I love the dialogues made by the pooch, the magic pooch, which is very sarcastic and stuff like that. So this is actually my favorite character of the game. But well, so we can't open the passage to season because the fairy of spring don't have the force to get it. So we are trying to get some elixir of spring, which the wife of Santa Claus is going to give us if we clear the factory from enemies, the toy factory from enemies, and so that's what we are going to do. There is a boss in the end, pretty straightforward, to be honest. But there is actually Santa Claus himself in the game. It's just a sub quest I won't do because I didn't have time to. But he just a bit. He was on the road to get here. Okay, so the bombs. The theme of this zone is bombs, and well, I'll say that I might, if I say something in French at that point of the run, it's because of the hitbox of the bombs. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. The hitbox of the bombs is a bit hard to understand, and because of the camera of the game, sometimes you lack precision. And actually here it's okay, but at some point of the game later, it's a total pain, and that's one of the only downsides. To be honest, it's this strange camera that is run. So here we have to survive until Luke manages to open the door. Forgot to do something. It pauses the game actually when I'm doing this, so I'm trying not to lose too much time. But I'm doing it. No. Okay. So I have two solutions. Either I move to the safe spots where there are no bombs, or I can just use the safe spots that's here, guard, and the bombs don't do enough damage, and the shield I bought is strong enough to resist all the hits of the passage. As you can see in your bottom right corner, Luke actually sucks at puzzles. He failed this part of the exam, as he is going to say, and the fairy is totally useless too. So they are trying to solve it. I'm going to wait for them to try and find a solution. But for now, I'm going to wait in the safe spot. That is pretty useful, and that's pretty nice to have. Interesting thing, in hard mode of the game, there is this safe spot too, but because the enemies do lots more damage, you can try to stay here, but at some point the bombs are going to kill your shield, and you'll have a problem. And so we arrive to the boss of this zone. Hi, Mordak. Which is the enraged toy machine. The toy machine being not that much of a problem, I'd say. It's just that there are those stupid bombs and their hitbox of doom everywhere. And what I find a bit frustrating is that the timing of the little bombs that are spawned by the green presence and the bombs spawned by the machine don't explode after the same time. So you have to remember where the bomb comes from. It's not that much difficult, but it can be frustrating, and god damn it. I'm actually starting to stress out a little bit because I don't have that much life. So let's hope it's going to go well. I'm doing this to make a train come that does huge lots of damage to the toy machine. But if I did things correctly, okay. Usually what I do when I get the strength things is that I don't care, but I just move and don't kill the enemies of the second phase, because I don't need the second train actually. And I just... No, mate. I'm going to die in this boss of... Okay, I'm not going to die. I shouldn't die. Holy damn! That was close. So yes, now that we have done this, we are going to see Miss Santa to get the elixir of spring. Turns out that it's just honey, and we've been farming honey since the beginning of the bees because we needed just honey is sold for 25 bucks. And we needed it to make the shop, so it's actually... It's like the game's trolling you so hard at some points that it's... yeah, really frustrating. Okay, so now we are entering the Temple of Seasons, which has a quite nice mechanic, which is that you can change the season, and it will change and the enemies will become elite enemies or not, depending on the season you've chosen. Right now, I'm going to pray very hard for two things, which are the card of the Knights of Season, which gives strength and attack speed, and as Mordek calls it, the Green Hammer of Dumichel, which is an extremely rare drop that is dropped by the Knight of the Summer that we haven't seen yet, and I hate you. Dropped by the Knights of the Summer, and basically it's just hitting so hard that is, if you have it, you don't need to buy any more weapon till the end of the game. So it's a totally broken weapon, and just having it right now at this point of the run would break everything, and I am in trouble because I'm taking damage and I'm losing time. Normally I have like 1 minute on my PB, like I have 16 seconds, so it's actually a pretty bad time. Now I'm going to change the season again because it's Nights of Winter are such a pain. And usually I did it because Knights of the... Nope. Knights of the Autumn had a chance to drop a really good one-headed weapon. And so that's it. Now I'm just preparing for the card. I'm just asking for it. And if I can, the helmet of the Knights of Autumn, because it's give attack speed. Crap. Okay, the problem of these mages is the tornadoes, which are pain, and well, also if you perfect guard the bullets from the mages this season, you just one shot them, so pretty nice. What's next? Yeah, so right now we are moving our way through the Temple of the Season, which is a big puzzle, using this really nice yeah. Problem of the Knights of the Season is that I'm going to pull them into Elite for a chance to drop the Hammer of Doom. Problem being that they hit like trucks, and it can be pretty frustrating at times. So right now you are not going to see the most fearful boss of the game, the Season Hydra, because of a totally stupid bug that allows me to skip it. So I'm going to level up anyway. And so I have Berserk level 2, and I also am missing something. I'm putting Fencer at max level, and I'm getting some backhander. Fencer increases the attack speed, and I shouldn't have done that, because I need 2. No, mais... yeah, the skip, I actually remember to activate the switch. Yeah, the Hydra... yeah, the Hydra skip is, well, you go there, and you blink to the other side. It's a totally stupid bug. It shouldn't be here. It will be corrected in in the next update, but it's pretty fun to show it. If I have time at the end of the run, I'll show the. I'll try to show the fight, but it will be the end of the run. I'll be totally OP and I'll destroy the Hydra. It will be the revenge for all the times she's killed me. So right now we are moving through the temple. Killing the enemies we see and trying to get the card and doing the puzzles all along. This Temples of Seasons, except for the Season Hydra you didn't see, is, I won't say a piece of cake, but it's pretty easy to do. There is just one room with a lot of enemies, but it's totally doable. Die. I hate that. Come on. Oh, meuf, vas-y. Okay, the main reason why the mages of summer are annoying is because they do this whole AoE stuff, which is a big pain. And I haven't dropped anything yet, which is to frustrate me because I've literally dropped nothing useful since the beginning of the run. Just so that you know, more like I dropped just the card of the Brawler, which is doing more attack speed for more attack speed, so it's actually totally lame. But I take it. Second chance at getting the card. Come on. Don't kill me. No! The game's still trolling me. This sword is god tier if you play with one-handed weapons. It makes you save tons of money at the next shop of the game, and you just... The drop's super rare. It's a totally amazing weapon, but I'm not going to use it, so I'm going to sell it. And it's worth almost no money. So yeah, I love this game's RNG, as you can see. No. Okay, this is a pretty long fight and hard fight because there is like tons of enemies all seasons. But it's actually the greatest chance of getting the card of the Knights of the Season, so I'm going to hope for it. Trying not to hope for it in vain. Okay, I'm going to accept the... I usually don't, but I accept the helmet of the Autumn Knight, the game. You just have to give it to me, and I'll accept this run. it's very nice because it's on live that you get the worst RNG you ever had. Yes, the game's still early access. I think it's $15 on Steam, something like that. But they're coming close to the end. Next update will be one of the last updates, and they're in the phase of actually polishing what they can of the game. So yes, it's still early access, but there is a solid 10 hours of gameplay if you just want to do the story. There are tons of mini quests, tons of and yes, tons of stuff to do aside the main game. There is an arcade mode which is kind of roguelike, and that's really pretty cool. 2 more dungeons, only 2 dungeons, because with how the story is so far, they need at least 3, I guess, plus final boss. Anyway, yes, the next update is going to come in the next month, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty much finished, and you get pretty much everything right now. And the story is great, so play it if you can. So yeah, at least I got the card of the season. So, and I'm not going the right way. So yeah, this card is like a requirement to make a good run afterwards. I'm gonna wait a bit of time to choose my. Basically, you have 2 levels of upgrades. You have bronze, silver, and gold tier. A gold tier being when the weapon is charged to level 3, and the ability is totally OP at that point. And if I get the hammer, I get Berserk level 3. If I don't get the hammer, which looks like it's going to happen, okay, I'm going to kill myself here. Don't have enough life to do it. Yeah, it's really fun in both solo and friends. Well, actually, we're playing it with Mordak in multiplayer. Sorry. Sorry, it's just that I'm dropping all the weapons except the one I want. I told you I hate this RNG. It's like, the game's telling me, you want to do a one-handed run? No. You want to do magic run? No, I'm just trying to... Oh, that's useful. Just trying to survive. And actually, these weapons never drop, except now. And yeah, but what's pretty good is that I'm going to have a crap lot of money. Maybe I'm going to do a shop before the boss, just after this one, which is the biggest pain in the ass of the entire game. Sorry for my language, but there is no more fitting description. Okay, so melee. Nope. Okay. Next boss, Winter, the Elder Fairy, and basically, depending on whether or not he wants to give me the good patterns, the fight can either go really fast or really slow. So yeah, it's a bit, as usual with Grindea, pray for NG, and no, bad pattern. Basically, what I want is a set of teleports. Okay, this one's pretty okay, pretty decent, I'd say. I want him to teleport and use an attack that will create ice spikes that will stay where they are. I had enough MPs for the charge attack guy. Okay, that's what I want him to do. I'm going to kill him right after that. So yeah, this was Winter. Yeah, that. Tell me, no. Okay, I was supposed to do a teleport here, to go directly to season, which I can't do. I missed it. And yes, there is a lot of replayability with the game, so it's true. It's a shame it's not more popular. Yeah, boss fight wasn't perfect. It's just forgetting to to do the teleport, which cost like literally 15 seconds. So pretty mad with myself. Okay, so the game's name Secrets of Grindea for a good reason. It wasn't here. Is because you have lots of incentives to grind and grind a lot. You can craft weapons that are crafted with like 40 of the same drop. Cards give you some OP boosts, and so if you farm a lot, you can be pretty OP, and the game is really much easier. So no, because this game this run is not that good, I'm going to make a quick break. Oh, I'm not going to do it. Main reason why is that I'm going to buy something nicer later on, and I don't want not to have enough money to buy my sword. So yeah, it wants you to grind a lot. Basically, the quest I have was grind 1,000 honey and wine royal jelly. Honey has been farmed by Luke, who has nothing to do except running Secrets of Grindea all the time. So he gave us the honey. That was better earlier on. And now we have to get some real jelly. Real jelly is a drop for this boss, the Queen Bee, and I prefer to tell you either the boss fight goes well, either it goes wrong, but I might really insult the game. Because it's like the most frustrating fight in the whole game. There are tons of enemies. The Queen Bee herself hits hard. Like you can't not take any hits on this fight. She's doing a lot of damage, and you just keep taking hits all the time because of the bees, and the elite bees are hurting. Jesus. And yeah, the honey is sticky too, so I think there is like more that can tell it better than I, because I think he found a safe spot. Don't kill me, guys. You just... That was a great boss fight. Yeah, there is technically a way to manipulate it to get it behind the tree, and but I don't know how to do it. Okay, messed up with this dialogue. Right now, we have the festival in town, which is kind of the festival in Chrono Trigger. You have some mini games to do, and well, I'm going to do them. Okay, I'm not going to go further. I basically need 4,000 doors for this sword, the two-handed sword, which is going to save me on some other fights. Right now, it's going to be a pretty chill part of the game. Next two bosses are really easy. I didn't get the right sword. No, I did. Oh no! Thanks, Morlek. Made me miss this one. Basically, if you have the right timing, you just don't do what I did, and you do it first try, and you skip this. The thing, I missed it the second time, but it was to get faster actually, and Luke is totally destroying the game. Like, it's like the game telling you timing is everything, and afterwards you have Luke who is just using brute force and destroying the machine. Right now it's supposed to be machine game. My machine is terrible, so I'm going to get last, or at least just at the same time as Luke. So last. But it doesn't have an impact on the game. Right now there is the last minigame I need to do before processing. It's a fishing minigame. I'm just actually going to do it just for the honor of beating Marino. But it's like pretty annoying, and we usually use this moment to do a break. It's like pretty long. It lasts like a minute. So Toko, if you want to give me any donations, yeah, it's actually the time when you go to your kitchen and get something to drink because it's mid-run, and well, you have time to do it right now. I think I've beaten Marino, maybe one more just to be safe. Marino could catch his 6. I think I got 7 or 8. Still the best at fishing. It's the only part of the game I'm good at. Like, seriously. Mordek's like 10 times better than I am. But I'm still beating him at fishing, so my personal victory. So yeah, next boss is going to be the great unexpected return of the black ferrets. So Velia and her 2 friends. Fun fact: Velia is actually the pseudo of the dev of the game. So basically, the big boss of the collectors is trying to do something with the artifacts we have collected. We don't know. Oh, man. I'm going to miss it because of stupid. If I die on this. Okay, I'm not going to lose that much time. That was tense. You can't basically kill the 2 of them at the same time, but they hit pretty hard, and I'm pretty low on health, so I just don't want to die. Okay, it was a crappy fight. Anyway, it was you actually never die on this one. It's pretty easy to do, and you get the proofs that the boss is looking for 2 other artifacts. One of which is hidden in the city of timing, which we're trying to get. We are going to get right now. The other one is the next update, so we won't see it. We'll see the quest to get here. So yes, we are going to move to timing. Before that, we have to do the caves of Mount Bloom. That I will show as soon as I've activated the quests. Yeah, you never die in this fight, and it happens to you, but it's tactical dying. And even if you die, it's not as punitive as some other times. Have I sold the one-handed weapon? I think yes. The reason why I'm asking that to myself is because I'm going to need the attack speed in a few. But if I just have this, it's harder to do with a 2-handed weapon, but it's okay. Thanks, Morek. But it's still doable. I just need better timing. So yeah, Mount Bloom is the way to go to timing. The door to timing is here, but it's guarded by this guy, and he wants me to get some relics for him in order to open the door. Okay. The relics are guarded by two things. First one is this cave where I have to destroy this big rock, which I'm going to try to do if I get the timing right. Nope. It's such a pain. I'm trying to... I'll take the damage, I don't care, I just want this rock destroyed as fast as humanly possible. What I want is, one of those things is to go just... Yes, here. To multi-hit the... To multi-hit it. I'm supposed to be able to do it, but I'm just not doing it for some reason. Okay, here we are. Actually gain some more time here. So we get this chest, and it's will allow us to go to the next boss. No, next quest, next boss. The power flower, which is an... Okay, normally it's an easy boss. You can still die. Here he wants you to pay like 1 million gold to enter. The magic bag you have just tells him, okay, guy, you're going to open this door, or I'm going to kill you. This bag is pretty violent. The flowers are releasing poisonous gas, which is a pain. And crap, and do this stuff. The mushroom, when they are dying, are releasing smoke. And if I walk in the smoke, and crap, I can't see. So this is an annoying fight, but like, if you get in trouble, if you get in trouble, you can get those life orbs the enemies used to drop if you're low on health. If you're not stupid and run into the laser, the power flower is shooting at you. I really love this game. I love this. Like, things could be even could be even worse, but like the combination of lack of skill and bad drops is just a pain, because I'm actually losing time on the power flower when actually I'm 5 minutes before, thanks to the... Oh crap. I'm so going to die in this. I'm actually deactivating the berserk on this one, just to survive, and hopefully survive. I swear it's the boss you are not supposed to die on, because the enemies drop always drop health points, and for some reason I'm dying on it. It's like, and the worst is that there is a pretty hard boss afterwards that can be a pain if it doesn't do the right patterns. That was free. That was a free hit the game took on me. That's why I'm playing. I'm running multiplayer usually. It's because more that can just save the day and beat the bosses if I die. Because in multiplayer, if you die, the other player continues and can resurrect you. And I don't care. At this point, I don't care. The worst part of it is that I already think I'm going to do PB on this run. The worst is that it's going to be a crappy thing. No, 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 no! Drop some life, drop some life. Hell yeah, I had an advance of... No, no, this fight is super easy, more like... I had no excuse for missing it. So yeah, I've just lost 2 minutes on this fight. Hell yeah. Also, right now we have to do the last errand, which is to get something, and it's going to be some interesting puzzle room. Interesting and pretty hard. No, it's all relying on timing in this part of the game. If things go well, it's going to be pretty easy. If things don't go well, which I expect to be, yeah, you have to kill the blue bag. Problem is that you can't one-shot it at this point of the game, so it can pretty quickly be a pain. But on the other hand, it's making some good stuff drops. Nope. Maxing. I'm going to max the jump attack. We are going to see, especially in the mimic and stuff, it will be faster and it will be way safer. Come on. It's going to be safer because we are going to take less damage, and faster because those attacks are doing so many damage. And in terms of pure damage, Berserk isn't doing anything. So yeah, I really believe it's going to be really fast. The only thing I'm scared of is the enemies in timing. Because I don't think I've put a point in Bloodthirst, and I'm not going to. Maybe in the long term, talking for Mordak here, it would be a good idea to get the 7 pendants. You never do a 30 combo, a 20 hit combo, especially on the bosses. I think this setup is very intended for bosses and to go faster on them, especially on the Worms of Hell. It will make the fight really easier. Long term, if we get the 7 pendants from the cave of Enigmas, it will be a good idea. Okay, HP critical at this point. It's going to be so fun, and I'm losing HP continuously because of the poison that is on the ground. Thing I'm gonna do is make the Spinsect, which is this blue bug, run all around. So in that way, it cleared some HP prices. That way I can get them. Okay. More like if you could just remind me live how I have to do this puzzle, because I always forget the resolution. That's also why I love multiplayer. I'm so bad. I'm sorry. I'm so bad at this game. Because I haven't learned the resolution of this one. I'm doing it. No comments. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's... this run is so wrong. Like... well, I think I did it the right way, so... yeah, I did it first try. Yay! Okay, no. We are moving to the pre-stressed boss fight. If I get the right pattern, I can to phase her. If I get the wrong pattern, which is going to happen, spoiler alert, since it would be... it's been this run so far. Oh. I'm not going to face her. I'm going to take some hits just to... she's going to kill me. I'm going to die. Oh, that's the nicest pattern she could do. Actually, this would have been the nicest if I had enough health to do a damage boost here. I'm so going to remember this run as the worst run I've done ever on live. But well. Okay. More like, could you just explain to me why I took less damage on this one? So somebody explains to me why I'm taking some random damage. Wait, I'm not supposed to. Come on, Granny. You can do it. I can do it. Pourquoi elle fait ça? Okay, she's not supposed to do this pattern. No Berserk. No, because Berserk is allowing you to replenish your MPs really fast. And so you needed to launch even more. And Berserk is doing a hell of a difference. No, we need Berserk at this point of the run. The point is how to make it safer. So well, timing is pretty interesting. It has a time travel mechanic. It has a time travel mechanic, which is allowing you to switch between. And I swear. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, it's a bit random. My biggest problem is why I didn't take something happened that shouldn't have happened. I was firing in the wrong direction, and I don't have the right to die on this one, guys. I've already died once. Health points. We are looking for them. Yeah, it's very strange, especially the hitbox on the scarecrows in the Halloween forest, to quote the most famous ones. But well, here we are swapping before past and present to get through the tiers of taming. There are 3 of them. We are getting the key for the second one. The third one being the sacred temple where the relic we are looking for is. So yes, we're moving through taming pretty nicely. Right now, here is the most annoying boss of all taming. Which is supposed to be actually pretty easy, but you know, it's going to be the motto of this run. Easy stuff is hard, especially with this run, in which you take way more damage than you usually do as well. So yeah, now we have the key for the building, which is a bit further on. But to access it, we need to go in the present, because the city was destroyed at some point. The game is going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why as soon as we get there. I'm so terribly bad, I'm sorry. Yeah, we are moving through the city. Face it because no. Okay, I'm loving up. Anyway, I'm going to. I'm not supposed to have it there, but I'm going to take it anyway. It's an overpowered skill, so I'm going to take it. And I'm getting more critical chance. Why did I do less damage than I used to? I'm going to try on the statues. Didn't have any yes. Okay. Here we go to the. Yeah, we are going to open this door and move on to the second tier of taming. Things we didn't do till recently is go back and take this chest, which has lots of gold in, and this one, which has defense. That I'm not supposed to get, that I never get, but I am taking it here right now. Because my drops were terrible, and so now we are continuing in timing, hopefully finishing the game in less than 2 hours. Turns out that the estimate was pretty accurate in the end. Now what we have to do is a series of quests, pretty short quests, to get the emblems that will allow us to open the door of the secret temple. Yes, it was shot in the. the statues, which is pretty good. No. It just, I can't parry the attack because if I do, I'm going to get killed by the statue, and if I parry the statue, the range of these phantoms is so great. No, but I should kill them in the right order so that I don't have to fight the statue and the... I've died so much that I'm like one level... I'm supposed to level up here, but for the level up of one level before. Okay, so now that we see that the door is closed, we've got to get a dozen lumps that are obtained through mini quests. First one is actually getting the chest in the back side of the room, really easy. Second one is by doing a couple quests and also... I can't do that. No, I can't. Why did I do it? I don't know. Yes, to do that, I have to open the barrage and do some manipulations. Okay, so this guy wants me to get him some ale, a really old ale, and the old man wants to date the old woman on the other side of the water, this one, which is called Mana. Fun fact, the quest is called Secrets of Mana in the game, and well, right now what I have to do is just do the quest not exactly in the order intended, and I'm going to get all the parts of the puzzle at once to economize as much time as I need. Yeah, a really old ale. Yeah, it's the best way to describe it. Though it's stupid because, well, ale doesn't really age well, but well. Anyway, we are moving through the... And I forgot to get the water back, because I'm an idiot. So yes, we just need to go and go to the future where she will have written what she likes in her diary. Afterwards, we're going to take the... not this. But what did I miss? Okay, I forgot to talk to her apparently. I'm sorry. I'm pretty tired, to be honest. So what we have to do right now is getting the ale in the... yeah, but don't I risk not having enough money for the shop in the desert? That's why I'm mostly scared of. But if it's okay, I'll buy the rings. Because I'm asking because the rings don't give enough any attack speed, whilst the gym cloth is giving some, so I'd like to know before doing my event. No, 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 no. Okay. Never miss money. Okay. I never had enough money to buy everything, so that's why I'm asking. So yeah, I'm going to do it. Just getting the emblem before. And yeah, the other second problem of the game. Yes, but there is also the spear, which is like 10k or something like that. Timing isn't very well optimized, and I have some lag here because of the sheer number of enemies, but it shouldn't be that much of a problem. Forgot to talk to characters too. Yeah, 7k. I only have 7k right now, so if I have it at the end of timing, okay. But well, I'd see. Okay, worms. This is a hell of a boss. I'm not going to lie, it's a pretty hard boss. It does tons of damage. Those worms he is speeding are hitting like really hard. And because I have berserk, things actually don't help. Why isn't... Okay, I thought it was dead. I think I'm going to die on the worms. Sorry about this. I did. Because of an enemy I didn't see. It's like... The game is really hard in speedrun. It's not that hard, but like it does so many damage that... And also my game is lagging at this point. You're dead. You're dead. You just don't know it. I'm going to stop talking for this boss. The worst thing is that what we used to do before was berserk level 3, and you take 30% more damage. It's insane. Like I don't know if you see it on the screen, but like I'm teleporting away. The timing is so... Yeah, it's safer if you... I was far from the bus. It's just that I don't have enough RAM memory to support everything. And honestly, I believe the worms is like the hardest boss so far, and the mimic too. Mimic's the hell. probably die in this. Came from... I think the main problem of this, it's faster, safer on the buses. I guess on the Mimic it's going to be faster, but I'm not seeing anything. I'm sorry. Yeah, the game isn't nice, and like because I'm streaming, I don't have time to to get around. I'm going to play without the berserk. It's going to be way safer. I don't have the time to move around, and because there is so much delay, I take the hits before I see them. And well, right now I didn't see it coming. It's and as you can see, without berserk, you hit less. Damage, and you hit slower. And well, I guess one of the problem of running without berserk level 3 is that the skill I just have is really powerful, but it's not stunning the worm, and because of that, sorry, I'm just going to stop commentating for the rest of this fight and hopefully try to do it. I should have gone for a one-handed run. But what I actually don't like is that the boss is programmed to spawn on you, and because of that I'm losing so much health. Like, I can't see anything. I just can't see. The game. Welcome to Slow Run. It's a new concept I just invented. The objective is to finish the game as slowly as possible. If I'm really too long and I just choke on this boss, I'll go till the Mimic, which was the previous. it's dead. Like, it's not supposed to annoy me anymore. Get out. He's dead. I don't know if you can see it, but like, it's so laggy right now. Okay, so now that this boss is dead, to get the final emblem, I have to go to the puzzle cave to go and retrieve Zamlamir's crown. Zamlamir being the most powerful collector in the world, and the most successful one. Spent a lot of time collecting stuff around. But initially he didn't want it to be a collector, but because of the prophecy and stuff, he had to be trained by his master, and so now he has become the most powerful being in the world. And his friend from childhood is trying to making him fun again. So that's basically what we're trying to do by getting the crown. Spoiler alert, it won't succeed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The elite statue and the... I like you, the game. I really like you. Okay, the statues of Doom. I killed them. I'm so sorry. Like, it's a great game, it's really fun to speedrun, but at times it can be extremely frustrating. No. Okay, I have to wait a bit. Okay. And this ape of doom, which is doing the exact opposite of what I want him to do. I confirm it was a bad idea to get the level 3. It's not as powerful as I thought it would be. So now I'm combining phasing as well as the time travel. So I'm just making a way for me to cross on the other side. I'm so sorry about this run, like, I'm so salty right now. Toko, is it okay time-wise? Because I can stop a bit earlier, but the convenient point if you want. I know until when I'm supposed to be able to run. Okay, you have two possibilities here. Either you do perfect guard on this thing, either you just kill the ape. because I'm frustrated, I'm going to kill this ape. Ape killed me. And I thought I was further. Here we go again. Here is a pretty simple puzzle. First thing I'm going to do is moving this to get a weapon. I messed up. Getting a weapon because I didn't get the rare drop. Or is it like this? No, it was the opposite. No. No to come here. Thanks to go. It's just that it's a bit longer, so if you want me to stop at a convenient time, tell me. I'll find it. So here, I'm going to manipulate this enemy to activate both switches at the same time to be able to open the door. I'm going to have to do it again because I messed up with this chest. Oh no, I'm not going to do it again. Nice. And get the toy axe, which is nothing but a toy. Here I'm getting the crown of Zamla, and I go back to timing to remember that I forgot to make a teleport earlier on at that point of the game. Anyway, right now what I'm going to do is getting the last emblem, go back to the present, sorry. Yeah, go back to the present and activate this door. And that will allow me to access the inner sanctum of timing. And here are two really hard enemies battle. They know. Okay, that's actually perfect because I dropped something that's actually a private joke between Mordak and I, because I always drop it in multiplayer and it always goes to me. But it's this helmet which is going to normally save me through the rest of the run because it gave me a lot of HP and defense. And to be honest, I'm going to need them because the next boss, it's actually worse than the worms. So it ain't going to be fun. I prefer to tell it right now. I'm not going to have fun on this mimic. No, idiot. 2. You're supposed to do 3. 1, 2. And no mana. And yes, I love you. If I didn't have the helmet, I would be so in a bad position. I am in a bad position right now. I'm trying to move away from these things. Okay, this one's killed. And this one too. Okay, we arrived to the next boss, which is my favorite boss in the game, Zamlamir, who turned to the dark side after spending too much time collecting all the cards in the game. Since they have the 1% drop rate, I cannot understand him. So the objective is to get him back to kill him, and then after we've killed him, to seal the city. His friend is going to do, and this is the priestess we had to fight earlier on. This boss's music is actually amazing, and it's not actually a hard fight. It's really just a fun boss battle. You just have to wait till the gray bar is full, which basically means that they have finished the spell to trap him. For this fight, because I don't want to die, and I've died on Zamla, which is unacceptable normally, I'm using the shield, which is taking some damage from me. So that's pretty nice, especially if you don't have Berserk. It can save you through the run and make the run much more easier. I can also blink through if I want to avoid some of his attacks. Oh damn, I'm tired. And so yeah, here we are. Normally it should end in a few secs. I'm so waiting for timing to end because this lag is actually horrible, and I hope it won't lag on the Mimic. Normally it shouldn't, but okay, Zamla's dead. And so we move on to get his crown, which is the next artifact we're supposed to get. Except if you thought it was going to be so easy, it's not, because we have to fight the Mimic. The Mimic is a hell of a boss. Like, it has three phases. It hits like a truck. It's like how to survive in. It's lagging. I like it. I love it. I love this game. It's so well optimized. 1, 2, 3. I can't hit him. Okay. Second phase of the Mimic, normally to trigger the third phase too. No. Yes, it did. So it's his final phase. Everything is going bad. To be honest, like, it's totally crazy. No. Yes. Okay, this part went pretty well. Now we can move on to the third phase. Which is like he's going to speed some enemies at me. And I want him to speed a specific set of enemies. The most problematic of them being the enemy I just killed. He just has a lot of health. Okay, so now I can try, I'm going to try and skip a phase. I didn't. So I'm just going to, oh yes I did. No, I'm just going to get my shield and hope very hard that I survive these attacks. Basically he's killing everything on the field. What's it? Why are they? The little slimes didn't die. In the end, I survived the fight, so it was actually the best Mayu fight I ever did. So I feel like since Moonbloom I have only red splits and this one is gold, so it's pretty nice for once. Yeah, I've totally missed my PV since I'm supposed to have finished the game by now, so it's back in the good run. But now we are moving on to the final zone of the game for now, which is the desert. And for that, I'm going to try and see if I have enough money to buy everything I need. Okay, so I have to sell this, this, and then go to risk. Okay. Next up gain. Okay, so now we go to Dragonborn Dunes, which is pretty straightforward zone, to be honest. 2 bosses, a room full of puzzles that are pretty interesting. For that, that's all. I don't think it was the right way. I think it wasn't the right way. No. Yes. Maybe. Nope. Yep, so the basics of this puzzle room is that it's a room full of puzzles, math puzzles. Pardon? But first. Okay. No. Pardon? I used to be pretty good at math, but as you can see, this one. So I couldn't see the whole chat. Even if I have the instructions, I can do it correctly. Okay, as for this one, I think it's something like, I remember it thanks to the enemies. Come here, here. Okay, so next boss is Marino version 2, but it's not the Marino of the beginning of the game. Marino has leveled up too, and he's pretty badass now. He has all those clones helping him fighting. He's pretty badass. And crush. The worst is that I want to parry, but I don't have any shield. Oh crap! It was such a terrible idea to get the not to get the berserk level 3. I'm not doing enough damage, and the main problem is that because the attack I have doesn't stun the enemies. I actually don't know what to say about this run. I'm going to go through the 2 hours, and if I don't do it, I am sorry, but I fear that I'm going to choke on Marino forever, like, because he's pretty hard. Okay, this one was pretty okay. Die, 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 die. I just killed Marino. Yes, but no, because it's actually going to help me on Soul Gem, so... to be honest, and I need the gold to carry on, so... I think you'd have to make a try more like... So now I'm going to have a boat to go on. And for that, I'm going to need, nope, it's here. What's that? Where is it? Oh, it's here. Okay, now we are going on to the last boss of the game, which will be almost where it ends. Once again, sorry for the terrible run so far. So we are meeting Villia and the others again. Which is asking for a jewel to go on and pay for the trip. So what we are going to do is going to the going there in the temple, Lost Temple, to have some kind of an Indiana Jones moment, as well as getting the jewel we were looking for. So normally you have to do quests to understand the writings on the wall here, and understand in what order you need to put the statues here. Since I already know where they are going, it's pretty straightforward. And we arrived to the last boss, Soul Gem, which is a pain. And I hope I will be able to beat him, to be honest. Normally I should, but... Okay, I kind of may contemplate suicide right here, because I went on him whilst I shouldn't. I don't know why I did it, to be perfectly honest. Okay. I'm going to try and beat Soul Gem by playing safe, if I manage to do it. Okay, I should be able to beat the game in less than 2 hours. You're dead? Yes. Okay, nearly over. I just need to hand the jewel back in. So I'm just going to pay Vilia, and it will be it. I'm just going to pay him. And be ready. It will be time soon. Sorry. And just here. Time. Okay, that's it. Once again, sorry for for this run. I've been experimenting something that I thought that would be really safer and that would have made me beat the game more easily. I'm really sorry about it, but I hope you had a good time. The game's great. The game's great. So go and grab it if you want to take a look at it. And thanks for watching, everyone.
Alright, well thank you very much, Epsilon. Great run. And just to let you all know, we definitely have a challenge out there, so let me go ahead and talk about it. Alright, so we are a little bit short on the donation incentive for the setup block mega. We're about $30 short. A little bit more than that. So what we got to do is we got to raise $100. Here's the kicker. Air Angel, which is going to be up next with Overcome, has agreed to match whoever is going to donate during her run. So that means right now till the end of her run. So that's what's going to happen. So, as I said before, Air Angel will actually donate and match to whoever donates right now to the end of her run with Overcome. So definitely keep that in mind. It could be $1, it could be $5, it could be $15, but it can be done. I know we can. Crazier things have happened in this marathon. So we can get it done. Also, I am proud to say that we met the incentive for the aerial wig. So for those of you that wanted to see Nick wear his awesome aerial wig, you got it. Alright, so you have the latest news from me. We're going to do a quick intermission here, and then we'll be back with some Overcome with Air Angel. So stay tuned for more Marathon.